Hey there, guys. This is Chris Withers from Chris Withers Photography. Hello. I want to do a tutorial on red eyes. I just kind of want to show you a process that I would go through if I had some severe red eye and somebody asked me to correct it. Now, this video is going to be a little free-flowing, and I'm going to kind of fiddle-faddle as I do it, so bear with me. It's not going to be step-by-step, perfectly orchestrated or anything, so you're going to see me as I kind of tweak and mess with the image to get it to how I want it to look. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grab the shape layer over here, and I'm going to make sure it's selected on the elliptical tool. And from here, I just kind of want to get a general area of the eye toward the center and just expand it out. And you could do this by holding the Alt-Shift button, and you can use whatever variation that would be on the Mac. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Size it up a little, maybe a tiny bit smaller than the actual eye. And for some reason it's on that color. Let's go ahead and change that to black. Now let's zoom in to this by hitting Control Spacebar and just kind of toggling in. Now from here, what I want to do is go to the filter and add a Gaussian blur to this. Just go ahead and hit OK to rasterize that layer. And let's get this to a fuzziness that kind of blends with the image. Now from here, let's go ahead and hit Control T and expand this out to cover up most of the red. Now bear with me, guys, these videos can only be about 10 minutes long, so I'm going to go quick and dirty for you here. Go ahead and hit enter, and you're pretty much matched up with the roundness of that red eye. Now from here, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and create another little tiny ball, and let's make this one white. Now let's go ahead and put that somewhere in the vicinity of where the other eye is. Let's look and see real quick. It's right about there. Let's make it a little bit more tiny by Control T, shrinking it down. And let's go ahead and bring down the opacity of that as well. And then add a blur to this. Doesn't need to be that fuzzy. Okay, now let's go ahead and select both of these layers and hit Control E. To select both of these layers, let me explain that real quick. Select one of the layers and then hold Control and select the other one. And then from here, hit Control E, and it'll merge those two together. Now from here, what you want to do is go to the filter, go to noise, go to add noise, and you want to kind of blend in some noise that matches with the image here. And I'm going to go ahead and leave monochromatic unchecked because I think it'll match up a little better. Let's go ahead and turn this down to, let's try 3. 3 looks pretty legit. It looks pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and OK that. And from here, let's go ahead and create a new layer, grab the brush tool, and select one of the matching colors of the eye. And let's turn the opacity all the way up, make sure the opacity's up. Select the blend mode over here to color. And let's color in a little bit of redness that we got going on here around the edges. Now, yeah, it's a little bit too green, so what we're going to have to do is grab the opacity knob over here and bring this down until it matches up pretty good. Okay. That looks pretty good right there. Now, something we could do to add even a little bit more realism to this, to get a little bit more detailed and a little bit more lifelike and realistic would be just to keep adding layers of reflection to it. And you can do that by just adding some more white, kind of blurry reflection and turning the opacity way down. And we could even duplicate that layer by hitting Control D. Actually, I think it's Control J. Yeah, it's Control J. Sorry about that. And then hit Control T to bring up the transform controls to make it bigger. And that is a little too bright, so we'll bring that down to about 2%. And let's go ahead and select that second one again and add a little bit more blur to that. Boom. Now, I'm only going to do one eye due to time constraint, but as you can see, the more you kind of mess with this, the more you're going to have a realistic looking eye. Grab the wrong layer here. Make sure I have the right one. Okay. Now, the more you mess with this, the more realistic of an eye you'll have, but that's just to give you an idea of the process of which you would follow to correct red eye. I hope this tutorial helped. Please stay tuned for more helpful tutorials that I'm going to start providing. This is Chris Withers of Chris Withers Photography, and until next time.